تالتة ثانوي
هانت خلاص، أنا قد التحدي.
خطوة كمان والبكرة هعدي. تالتة ثانوي تالتة ثانوي.
Welcome dear student to our channel Madrasetna 3 under the supervision of Ministry of Education. أعزائي طلاب الصف الثالث الثانوي، أهلا بكم في حلقة جديدة من تدريس الأحياء باللغة الإنجليزية تحت إشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. Still now in the final lessons in chapter 3 that's related to reproductions and the formations in embryo and the contraceptive pills. Please follow me in this lessons. Now we're going to focus about the main parts, learning outcomes that related to in this episode. Okay, that's right. Learning outcome, by the ending of the session, students should be able to compare between the embryonic cultures and renucleations. Recognize the method of extra uterine fertilizations, BB test tube or test tube BB. Okay? Appreciate the effort of scientists in the technological progress of the reproduction process. Appreciate the capability of the great creators in the reproduction of generations to continue life on Earth. Okay. Means of the contraceptive pills. Fertilization it occurs normally. In the past, there is the least effective methods to use to avoid the pregnancy it occurs. After the minister directly and the last week before the ministers. Again, to keep the least effective methods that using in the past without using the contraceptive pills 1 week after ministrations directly and the last week. The suitable times that occur the pregnancy from 12 days to 16 days. Why? Because the fertilization occurs in 12 days from the beginning of the ministers. The sperm is still alive 3 to 2 days. Ovulation is occur 14. That means that the sperm is still alive to meeting the ovums and the fertilization it occurs. 16. Okay? If the fertilization it occurs in 16 days, well, pregnancy occurs, inshallah occurs. Why? Because the ovum is releasing from 14 days from the beginning of the semester, remains still 2 days. The sperm releasing from 16 days, the fertilization it's occurs. So the suitable times it occurs the pregnancy from 12 days, from 16 days. Take in your consideration, this is calculated numbers from the beginning with the ministers. Maybe 1, 3, 15, 16. What else? Okay? Contraceptive pills is divided into number 1, contraceptive pills, coils, surgical sterilizations, condoms, which occurs in each means of this contraceptive pills. Number 1, contraceptive pills, it take through the mouth. Why? Because this hormones is considered protein. This hormones, it's considered not protein, but it's steroid. So it's not affecting by the digestion of the proteins. Again, contraceptive pills, it contains specific type of the sex hormones, progesterone and estrogens. Take through the pills. These pills play an important role. Prevent ovulations and prevent fertilizations. Why? Using the progesterone hormones, it's become higher than, not reaching to low. That means that estrogen hormones that not releasing from the new period. So the ovulation doesn't occur. You know, from the previously. Estrogens, it's secreting after 1 day from the beginning of the menstrual, reaching the maximum. 5 days, then fall. After 60 days, the estrogen is releasing. After 12 days, it's fall. LH is releasing, make rupture the Graafian follicles, and releasing is the secondary oocyte. So ovulation it occurs. Using the contraceptive pills is restricted only specific type of sexual hormones. For example, progesterones, it's become higher than the normal rate, so the ovulation doesn't occur and fertilization doesn't occur. The menstrual also occurs. In this method, contraceptive pills, ovulations doesn't occur. Fertilization doesn't occur. Menstruations, it occurs. A second type, a second method of the contraceptive methods. Coils. A specific type coil, it's called Cowper's coils or Hormones coils, enter through the vagina, reaching to the uterus. It's branched in two branches. Both of them locked the fallopian tube, prevent the merola, it is implanted endometrium. That means that in the coils, fertilization it occurs, ovulation occurs, menstruation it occurs. Again, through the vagina using the contraceptive methods. It's called coils. Coil enters through the vagina, reaching to the uterus. It's branched into branches. Both of one of them locked the fallopian tubes. So that after fertilization, it's occurs. The merola it's formed, not implanted. This is abstract. It's implanted in the endometrium from this side and another side. So ovulation occurs, fertilization it occurs, and menstruation it occurs. Another types of the contraceptive. Surgical sterilizations. Ligations the fallopian tube. Fallopian tubes, ligations. Or tied. Prevent the sperm reaching to the fallopian tube in anterior third part. The pregnancy doesn't occur. This method, it occurs as the same in the males, right? Vas difference transfers the sperm from the testis epididymis, so transfers to the urethra outside. Ligations, the vas difference. The vas difference, the sperm doesn't reaching to the females through vagina and the fertilization doesn't occur. In contraceptive, in surgical sterilizations, ovulations occur. Fertilization doesn't occur. Menstruations occurs. Okay? Condoms. Using specific types of substance found in the male, using penis to prevent releasing the ejaculation sperm during sexual stage and protect the sperm doesn't reaching to the females through vagina reaching uterus, finally reaching the fallopian tube to make the fertilization. Okay, follow me. Pills, they contains a combination of the synthetic estrogen and progesterone hormones. Women start using them after menstrual cycle and continue for 3 weeks. These pills prevent pregnancy by inhibiting ovulations. Okay? The intrauterine device coils is inserted into the lumens of the uterus, يعني داخل اليوترس. It's prevent the fertilized ovums to implanted in the uterus. Number 2, condom. It's prevent the sperms from entering the vagina. 3, surgical sterilizations. It involves the ligations of the two fallopian tube in the woman and cutting them, so fertilization doesn't occur for the ova producing by the ova. We can summarize. The contraceptive measures related to ovulations, fertilizations, menstruations. Number 1, contraceptive methods. Okay? Ovulations doesn't occur. Fertilization doesn't occur. Menstruations occur. Coils, both of them 3 stage it's occur. Ovulation, fertilizations, menstruations. But it's abstract the coils implanted in merola endometriums. Surgical sterilizations, ovulations occurs, fertilization doesn't occur, menstruations it's occur. Okay, that's right. Now we are going to focus through this board about the type of the pairs. Okay. Multiple pairs. There is the two types of multiple pairs. Fraternals, it's called dizygotic. Number two, identicals, monozygotic twins. Number one, fraternal dizygotic twins, it producing from two ova, that's releasing both of two ovary or one ovary. Each ova is fertilized by one sperm separately. So it may be different in sex, may the same in sex. Male, male, female, female, male, female. Okay? Each embryo have embryonic sac, have placenta. Each embryo have placenta. Each embryo have placenta, have embryonic sac. Okay? Different in genus and different in sex. May be different in sex. Finally, the fraternal twins, or called dizygotic, it producing from two ova, that releasing from both of two ovary or one ovary, and fertilized by two separate sperm. Maybe X, maybe Y, maybe XX, maybe XY, maybe AYY. Okay? So it's different in sex and genes. Okay? Each embryo have a specific embryonic sac, and each one separately placenta. Okay, that's right. Another, for examples, fraternals, two ova. Okay, one of them placenta, placenta, embryonic sac, embryonic sac. Okay, this figure is called the fraternal twins. Inside amnion fluid, the blue colors, amnion fluid, amnion membrane, chorion membrane. This is that represents the placenta. That represents the placenta. Another types of the multiple pairs, it's called identical twins. It's producing from one ova, that releasing from the secondary oocyte from the one ovary. And it fertilized one sperm. After it's fertilized, forming the zygotes, it is divided identically into masses. Again, it's divided identically into masses. So it's called monozygotic or identical twins. As the same sex, as the same genus, each one of them have embryonic sac, but both of them have one placenta. Both of them have one placenta. As the same sex, why? Because it's fertilized only in one sperm, maybe X or maybe Y. X, female, Y, male. Okay, that's right. As shown in these figures, 32P identical twins, one ova, it's fertilized upon sperm, divisions, merula, it's found both of them have one placenta, each one of them have embryonic sac. That's right, okay. Baby test tubes. There is a problem, it occurs in the human, especially in the fallopian tubes. There is a conjugated disease, it's found in the fallopian tubes. So the woman, exposure to the non-pregnancy doesn't occur all times. So there is solving this problem by this technical. It's called BB test tubes. Why this method it's occur to producing a new individual pregnancy? Why? This women's it have a conjugated disease in this test tube. The sperm doesn't reaching to the ovum, so it's need to this technique to use BB test tubes. After 14 days from the beginning with the ministers, the doctors using the injections and they take the ovum. Take the ovum and putting them in the test tubes. This test tube is contains nutritive mediums and gives the sperm from this husband and putting both of them in the same test tube. The fertilization it occurs, okay? Fertilization it occurs, forming the zygote. Let this zygote take the divisions approximately 1 week as it's occur inside the fallopian tubes, forming the merula. Then takes this zygote after 1 week in a form of merula and injected it through the vagina, and the merula it's putting and implanted inside the endometriums, and the normal pairs is come, inshallah. That's right. Okay. Renucleations. It is another technique. In this point, inshallah, comparison between renucleation and artificial parthenogenesis. Renucleations. For examples, living organism. Embryo from this living organism is come from fusions between male and females. Okay, that's right. Male and female. Is divided mitotically, forming a zygote. Take this zygote and putting another ova of another living organism. Take an ova from another living organism and exposure this ova into radiations to destroy the nucleus. This ova is become empty, doesn't contain any nucleus, and they implanted the nucleus that's contained to N from the embryonic stage, another living organism, and they implanted it in this nucleus that's empty, that's contained the nucleus. Okay? This cells is divided mitotically and producing new individuals at the same that's renucleated in embryonic stage. Okay? And this process, the living organism may be male or may be females. The embryonic cells, male, the come birth is males. The embryonic cells implanted, female, the come birth is female. But in artificial parthenogenesis, it's okay. From ova. Mean, which of the come from the ova? Females. So the individual, it's come females. To N frogs in artificial parthenogenesis, it divided mitotically. N add exposure to the radiations or the another types of the manufacturers, needles. Okay, it divided by, sorry, the number of chromosome is duplicated, so producing is a female. So the difference between renucleations and the artificial parthenogenesis. In renucleations may become two pairs, male or females. But in artificial parthenogenesis, only female, only female. Okay, for this technique, again, experiments have been conducted on frogs and mice. Nuclei from amphibian tooth. Embryonic cells at different stage of the development were removed and transplanted again into unfertilized amphibians tooth. Okay? Eggs whose nuclei had been removed or destroyed by radiations. That means that this embryonic tooth is putting in the ova of another tooth, but it destroyed this nucleus. Implanted in it. The new individual, it divided mitotically, give a new birth from this identical that found in the embryonic stage. Okay? That means that this division, number one, mitosis from the embryonic stage. In embryonic stage zygote, it divided mitotically. Then meiosis, producing the ova and the exposure to the radiations to destroy it. Then mitosis is considered asexual reproductions, producing a new individuals. Okay? Mitosis, meiosis, mitosis. This is technique, it's depending on this type of division. Mitosis, meiosis, mitosis. That's right. Okay? Normal development was proceeded, giving rise to individuals identical in characteristic to the individuals from which the cultured nuclei were taken. This proved that the early embryonic cell's nucleus is capable to direct the embryonic development in a manner similar to that of the zygote nuclei itself. That's right. Gametes bank may be serve this gametes bank in negative 120 leukophilic nitrogens, both of male and female. This technique it used in the keep the strain for the horse, for the another strain from dogs in a large amount, maybe in the humans. Serve or keep survive of the gametes males, sperm or ova in the leukophilic nitrogen for a long period of time, then make fertilization after that. Okay, that's right. Specifically, extinctions also certain people desire to store these gametes in such banks, ensure the continuity, its generation for the strains. Even after this death, several years, on farms, animals, the researchers carried out or the control the sex of their newborn by is this possible from separating the sperm X Y? We can separate the sperm X from separation sperm Y. For example, separation of the sperm X from Y to producing a female, to dairy products, to producing a male, to meats by the centrifugals. Okay. Pay attention, please, in these questions to apply it. That you understand the session carefully or no. Follow me. the average intervals in which the sperm stay alive inside the female genital systems, 2 to 3 days. This is the best answers, okay? Another questions. The ovum inserted in the endometrium after 1 day after fertilizations, 7 days after fertilizations. The best answer is B. That's right. Now we are going to focus about the main point to make a hint through the abstract or summarize on the light board. Please pay attention and follow me, dear student. Follow fertilizations, okay? To avoid the pregnancy, it occurs using specific types of method. It's called contraceptive methods. What is the type of contraceptive methods? Number 1, pills. Pills using specific types of the sex hormones intake by mouth. After the menstruation trajectory and still 3 weeks. 3 weeks. In this method, ovulation doesn't occur. Why? Using the contraceptive methods that contain the progesterone hormone and estrogen play an important role in the estrogen hormone doesn't appears in the new embryo, in the new period. Why? When the progesterone hormone is fall down, the estrogen is releasing in 1 day from the beginning with estrogen. So the Graafian follicle doesn't occur. So the secondary oocyte doesn't occur. Finally, ovulation doesn't occur. Fertilization doesn't occur. Menstruation, it occurs. Another types of the contraceptive method, it's called coils. Using the coils, there is 2 types of coils. Coils, copper coils and hormonal coils. Enter vagina, reaching the uterus by 2 ways. One of them locked the fallopian tubes and another locked another fallopian tubes. To prevent the merola implanted in uterus. Prevent the merola implanted in endometriums. So the ovulation, it occurs. Fertilization, it occurs. Menstruation, it occurs. Okay? Everything is okay. But the merola towards to implanted, no. Obstruct, this coils obstruct the merola implanted endometriums. Another types, surgical sterilizations, ligations, both of. Vas difference in males and fallopian tube in the females to prevent the sperm reaching to the ova. The ovulation, it occurs. Fertilization doesn't occur. Menstruation, it occurs. Condom, using a specific substance, covers the sperm during the mating between male and female through sexual stage, prevent the sperm reaching to the fallopian tube. So the ovulation, it occurs. Fertilization doesn't occur, and the menstruation, it occurs. Another types of the technique that found in this lesson, it's called renucleations. Renucleations take the embryonic stage 2N from the embryonic tube and implanted in the nucleus of in the cells of the ova of the another tube after exposure to the radiations to destroy the nucleus that found in them. So it's in this nucleus, it's empty. Implanted it, okay, and forming the new embryo or new individual. That's the same characteristic, the embryonics that formed from the stage number 1. This is passes with the 3 stage. Number 1, mitosis, okay, forming the embryonic stage. Then meiosis by forming the ova. Then mitosis forming the new individuals through the renucleations. Dear student, I am anxious with you. Thanks a lot for you. See you later and goodbye.
تالتة ثانوي
هانت خلاص انا قد التحدي
خطوة كمان والبكرة هعدي تالتة ثانوي تالتة ثانوي